Make sure if at any point you have questions on what any of the forms look like, that you come back and look at this chart, which can be found in your slides. It shows standard form, unit form, word form, expanded form, and expanded notation. Here is the first problem that we're going to do with the video. Let's read the directions. Show the number written in the place value chart in each form shown below. Type your responses in each of the text boxes. So anywhere where there is a blue question mark, you can click and the text box will come up and you can type in your answer. If you accidentally delete the text box, that's okay. Just go ahead and click undo. At the top of your screen, on the bar at the top, there's an arrow that looks like this, and that means undo. We're going to begin with expanded notation. Expanded notation tells us how much each piece is worth. So I have taken some pictures of our place value discs. For example, in the 100,000s, we have 4. And so they can also look like this. Each one of these 4 dots represents 100,000 each. So in expanded notation, we would say that there are 4 pieces that are each worth 100,000. And we put them in parentheses because all 4 of them go together. Then in the 10,000s, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here are our 6 place value discs. You can see that each one of them is worth 10,000. So that we would write that there are 6 and they are each worth 10,000. And we put parentheses around them because those go together. That is just one place that we're talking about. Here we're talking about the 100,000s. Here we're talking about the 10,000s. We put a plus sign in between them because this is all one number. Now we have our thousands. Here we have 1, 2, 3,000. And when we use our place value disc, we can see that each one of these represents 1,000. So we would write that as 3 times 1,000, because here we have 3 dots that are representing 1,000 each. And again, we add that to what we already had because we're trying to make our whole number. Now in the hundreds, we have none. So there are no place value discs shown. So we would say we have 0 and there are no hundreds discs. So it would be 0 times 100. In the tens place, we have 1, which can look like this, 1 10. So we would say that we have 1 10. And we need to put our plus signs so we can make our whole number. Now in the ones place, there are 4. And here's a larger view of it. We have each of these dots represents 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 times 1. There are 4 ones. That is what expanded notation means. So it is really helpful for us as we move into decimals later on to know how to figure out how much each piece is represented in the place value chart. Now, expanded form is talking about the value. So, in the 100,000s place, the value of these 4 dots are 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. So the value is 400,000. In the 10,000s place, the value is, let's count by 10,000s. 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000. Thank you if you are counting with me. And you make sure my comma is not that big, but just a little bit of a curved line. In the thousands place, let's count and see what the value of the thousands place is. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. In the hundreds place, what is the value? If there's nothing here, the value is 0. In the tens place, what is the value? This is worth 1/10 or 10. And in the ones place, these 4 dots are worth 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, in expanded form, because we have to represent the whole number, we need plus signs in between them so that we know that this is all one value that we're putting together. So you're going to pause the video here and write your answers for expanded notation and expanded form. And you can either write it with the 0 or down here I did it without putting a 0 in for the hundreds place. Both are correct. All right, the second problem is going to be really similar to the last one that we just did. I've tried to put the place value discs into the correct places. So we have 100,000 right here, 2 10,000s, no thousands, 4 hundreds that look like this, 3 tens, and 3 ones. So this is what it looks like on your paper. I just added the place value discs because I think it's easier to use them with expanded notation because we can literally see how many there are and then how much it's representing. So let's start with expanded notation. We have 100,000. So we're going to write that as 1 times 100,000. Then we're going to move to our next place, the 10,000s place. We have 2, and each of these dots are worth 10,000. So we're going to have 2 times 10,000. And since this is all one number, we're putting plus signs between our amounts. Now in the thousands place, we have none. So we could put 0 times 1,000. It's not necessary, but it's not wrong to do that either. I usually do put it in. In the hundreds place, we have 4, and each of these 4 dots is worth 100. So we have 4 times 100. Then in the tens, we have 3. And each of these is representing a 10. So it's 10, 10, and 10. So we have 3 times 10. And then in the ones place, we have 3. And each of these are representing 1. So we would say, I have 3 ones. Now, expanded form is slightly different. Instead of counting how much each of the dots represent, we're going to say this represents how much, or what is the value in this place. So in the hundreds place, we just have 100,000. So our value is 100,000. Then in the 10,000s place, we have 2 10,000s. So the total value is 20,000 because 10,000, 20,000, 10,000, 20,000. In the thousands place, we have nothing, so I can either write +0 or I can skip it. I'm going to skip it. In the hundreds place, the value is, how much total do we have here? 100, 200, 300, 400. In the tens place, we have 3 tens, so that would be 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. And in the ones place, we're counting by ones, so we have 1, 2, 3, which we can see here. There's 1, 2, 3. Great job. I hope that you liked using the place value discs. For me, I think they're a great manipulative that helps us see exactly how much each of our dots that we're drawing represents. You are going to solve the next 2 slides independently. Remember to type on the blue question mark, and if you accidentally erase it, you can hit the button that looks like this that means undo.